Thanks for pressing like if you enjoy the video. Martini, go ahead. Make chat cringe.
So in the first round of the last cringe episode I did, I mentioned the Jolly Rancher story, right? So I figured we'd kind of do something similar to that, which is going to be called the Doritos story. Now, for those of you who don't know about the Doritos story, basically the story begins with a woman working at a nursery home, and there's another really, really obese woman there, and she has a disease called pica, which means she eats objects that aren't really edible, like napkins and forks and all that, so that's why she's really obese. And while she's working in the nursery home, this old man says, "Hey, that fat lady just took my Doritos and now she's eating them." So the nursery lady goes down the hall and walks into the room, and what she sees is the really obese lady with the pica disease, with her legs spread, dipping the Doritos into this cheesy gel that's dripping from her vag. And she's just eating them with this weird-ass smile on her face, and she's just dipping them in the gel and eating them non-stop.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god.
What's a vag?
Not as effective
Alrighty then.
Story.
What's a vag?
Okay. No, this is not a Q&A session. You got to go use Google. All right. Go use Google. I'm not helping you there. No one can help you there. All right. Mexican, go for it. Make chat cringe.
I'm going to tell a story called Mangina. The grossest moment came in July 2008 when I developed a MRCA infection in a terrible place, right now between my balls and my ass. Now, this was no ordinary staph infection either. This one was huge. It measured to be about 6 centimeters long, 4 centimeters wide, and 2 centimeters deep. As soon as I get to the hospital and Dr. looks at it, he says, "We need to cut that open and drain it right away." So basically, they made a 6 centimeter long incision in the taint, giving me a mangina. The typical treatment and healthy dose of bacterium, also along with keeping the infected area clean and packed with gauze to absorb the pus. So starting at the hospital and continuing on for the next 3 weeks, added gauze, changed on my mangina twice a day. You don't really appreciate how big the infection was until you see all the gauze that came out. Not only did I have to change the gauze in my mangina twice a day, at first it was so painful and big that I had to have a nurse come to my apartment and change it for me.
Thank you. Thank you, little
That was
Mexican.
beautiful.
Okay. Beautiful imagery. Like poetry. Dwarbo, what you got?
Okay, so I'll tell the story as I'm in the perspective of a nurse, so I don't have to keep referring to the person in third person, so I'll just say I'm the nurse. Okay,
Sure.
So I used to be a nurse's aide, and this one time I got put with a very obese woman, like a really, really obese woman, and I had to put her in a bedpan. And for those of you who don't know, I know a lot of you do, but some of you who don't, a bedpan is basically for someone who's stuck in bed and bedridden. If they can't use the bathroom, it's like basically a pan that you put under them, and they do their business like in that pan. So, anyways, moving on to the story. So I put the very obese woman on the bedpan, and I left. So when I got back, when she was all done, I turned her onto her side to remove the bedpan and dispose of the waste. And I looked in it, and I only saw that the bedpan was empty. So my first thought is that, oh, maybe she was mistaken and she hasn't have gone and done her business or whatever. She hasn't done anything yet. So then I realized, and I looked at her butt cheeks, and since she's so obese, when she was taking a shit, she could not shit, so it got stuck in between her cheeks. So I literally had to like dig through pounds and pounds of cheeks and try to dig out these massive handful piles of chunky green diarrhea. And I had to take my hands, no gloves, just dig through all this cheek and throw it in the bedpan. I quit my job after, but...
Okay, you're done, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
I can't hurt
Good.
hear him.
Good. All right. Vote time is now. All right, Martini, you're up next.
How'd it go now? Alright, so, this guy has been with his girlfriend for quite a while, and it was their first time trying out sex, right? So he said, just no matter what happens, we're gonna keep going until something goes completely wrong. And when they first started, they're just kissing and everything, and then it started getting close to oral. And as she was jerking him off, she actually didn't put any lotion on, and so she went too fast. And then when she jerked it down, she had too much or too little skin to hold, and it tore some of the foreskin that was around his penis, and it started bleeding. But of course, the guy screamed out his pain, but he said, "No, it's not over yet. Keep going." So she's riding him going up and down, and then she goes up too far and comes out, and then she tries to slam back down, but she misses. So you know how when you try to catch a football or like a basketball, but if your fingers are really straight and it hits your fingers, it jams them like that? That's what happened to the guy's penis, and it cracked in half.
Oh my god.
Oh no, it was over. No,
That's a
I don't
trick.
care. I don't care what guy it is.
Oh my
No,
God.
at that point,
Swift's face.
it's over.
So we can-
Turbo, you're up first.
Okay. So, this is the story. It's kind of similar to Martini's, except not like the same. But it starts off similar. So, first off, I'm with my girl, and we're about to have sex, and she says that, hey, I haven't had my period in a long time. So I thought, oh, okay, whatever, can't be a problem. So let's have sex. Oh, let me just mute hashtag there. Okay, so we were about to have sex. So basically, I'll get right into it. So we were doing doggy style, and I was enjoying myself until I noticed something. In between her butt and like the end of her vagina, there's like a smeared line of poop. And it usually takes a long time for me to come, and just because of this, when I saw this, like, my arousal pretty quickly disappeared when I saw that situation. So I decided to keep going because I didn't want to call it out and embarrass her. But then gravity kicked in sooner or later, and eventually some of the poop, it fell off of her, like, anus and her vagina end and onto my penis. But basically, that was disgusting. I went to the bathroom really quick. I wiped it off, and I made some excuse saying, like, oh, I'm sorry, I had to use the bathroom. So I came back, and I started fingering her. And then I realized that there was something kind of blocking, like, her vagina to her uterus. But then I started thinking about it as I was fingering her, and I was thinking, wait a minute, she hasn't had her period in a long time. What if maybe something's, like, backed up in there, or something like that? So, basically, those of you who don't know, a uterus, I'm not going to go into the details, but it's about like a pear size, but hers, that day, since it was so backed up of menstruation and period blood, it was the size of a basketball. But I didn't realize this at the time, so I was still fingering her, and basically, I tried going deep, like deeper, like 3 fingers, I went in, and then I heard a huge pop, and it just started flowing out, this, like, stale, period, brown and black, like, period blood. The smell was honestly incomprehensible. It was disgusting. Basically, that's my story. We
Okay,
broke up
good.
the
We're
next
done.
day.
We're moving on. Thank you, Turbo. Okay, we're moving on. We're moving on. All right. All right. Okay, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Cold Fusion, your turn.
Okay, this one is really long. So you're gonna have fun with this one.
That's what she said.
Susie DeLucci and the Miracle of Life. One morning around 5 a.m., 22-year-old Susan DeLucci of Kittery, Maine woke up with a painful need to urinate. At first, she thought she had diarrhea, but when she stood up out of bed, she realized it was just urinary pain. It was very similar to the feeling of having diarrhea, just off the wrong hole. She wobbled to the toilet. Upon sitting on it, her vagina erupted into the most horrific, musty farting noise anyone has ever heard. In paralyzing pain, Miss DeLucci for the next few minutes continued to push and squirt out of her vagina a burning tide of wretch and filth while she gripped the sides of the toilet white-knuckled. She was screaming wildly. Oh my god. I'm sorry, and the neighbors called the police. Oh my god. When medics arrived, they found Miss DeLucci unconscious, lying on the floor of her bathroom, wearing nothing but her bathrobe. Running down her leg was a stream of brown and green syrup. The medic had to transfer her to a stretcher, so we grabbed her left leg, which is bent, crossing her other leg to straighten her out. She was lying there all twisted up. When she lifted her left leg to straighten her body out, he exposed her vagina, at which point a creature no larger than the tip of a finger wormed its way out of her genitals and landed oh my god. Landed on the floor. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Oh fuck. And landed on the floor with a wet popping sound. Shocked, the medic stared at the creature. I need to take a breath right here.
You done yet, bro? You done yet?
The medic stared. No,
Are you really not done yet, dude? No, no, you're done. You're done. I don't care. You're done. You're done. You're done. We get it.
Oh, dude.